eyes set to Africa this weekend as we kick off 2022 in style with the start of the Africa Cup of Nations. Who's going to get the campaign off to a flyer and who's going to have a bit of a stuttered start? We'll take a look at that. More next. That's right, folks. Back on another production video today. We're looking forward to match number 1, part 1 in the Africa Cup of Nations, and we'll get to that in just one second. If you're new, where you been? Smash your subscribe to get made out today with all things Africa Cup of Nations related, Blabbing Rovers related, world football. We're going to all here, boys. Under one roof. Been looking forward to this, the start of the Africa Cup of Nations. Some of the best footballers in the world are taking part over in Cameroon. That's right. We'll look forward to it. Each and every one of the games, of course, right here on the channel. But we'll get to that in a second. Of course, big shout out to my VR Bloody Peas. And I'm talking about my Patreons. Thank you for your loving, guys. I really do appreciate your love. Thank you for supporting the channel. And a big shout out. We've got a brand new one. It is Maximilian Dieter Schmidt Gonzalez, or words to that effect. He's the latest member of the Patreon gang. He did join just last week. So a big shout out to you for joining the gang. So here we go. Of course, a lot of coverage on the channel. We've got casts out there. We've got match previews. We've got early predictions. Make sure you get in amongst all of it. But right here is the meat of the matter. We're going to do Prediction League. Kicking off right here, right now. Brand new, squeaky clean Prediction League. Of course, you can get involved with it yourself. So here we go, boys. So here we go. It's all about this, isn't it? That's right. Of course, looking forward to the Africa Cup of Nations. And these are your nations coming at you in group order. All 24 of them coming at you. I'm not going to try and guess which flag is which, but they're all there, all 24 of them. We are only going to be taking a look at the top 3 rows here in this video. Tomorrow we'll have the bottom section, of course, because it works out better that way for the Prediction League, because we want to be able to get the next round of matches complete once the final whistle has taken place for the games over in Group C. So we're going to take a look at the top 12 nations. So here we go then. Of course, if you want to get involved, it is free to enter. A good bit of fun as well. Get your name in lights. And we might even do a prize on this one as well. So get in amongst it. /AFCON 2022. And if you're savvy with your smartphone, you can take a picture of that bad boy and it'll ping you over there right here, right now. So here we go. We're going to do Group A first, then of course followed on by Group B and of course Group C. So it all kicks off on Sunday, January the 9th, 11 a.m. for me. Don't know what time it is for you guys. Probably late in the afternoon. But anyway, let's take a look at these two boys then, of course, locking horns over in Group A. They played each other 4 times in 2015. Just 1 win for Cameroon, nothing for Burkina Faso, and 3 draws, of course. Cameroon coming into this 83% form, winning 5 of the last 6 games. Meanwhile, Burkina Faso, though, coming into this unbeaten in the last 6, 75% form for them as well. However, over the course of those 4 matches, Cameroon's biggest win was a 3-2 win over Burkina Faso. They've actually scored 5 goals to their 4 with a 1.25 goals game ratio compared to Burkina Faso. However, Burkina Faso haven't lost the last 6 games. We talked about that already. Of course, last time I played each other, of course, it was in Burkina Faso. It was an Africa Nations Championship way back in January 2021, around about this time last year, give or take. So that last time that any of these 2 sides actually won the game was way back in 2015. Cameroon coming into this on the back of a 1-0 win over Ivory Coast. That was in the World Cup qualifying campaign back in November. Burkina Faso coming into this on the back of a 2-2 draw against Algeria on the same match day as well, as both sides strive to get towards Qatar 2022. I'm not too sure. I'm not too up to speed with who has actually qualified. But anyway, let's take a look at the odds on this one. We have 5-3 on is your Cameroon. They are your favourites. They are your hosts as well. 12-5 is your draw on this one. And 90-4 is your away win. That's Burkina Faso. For me, I'm actually going to go with the hosts on this one, Cameroon, to open up their account with a 2-0 win over Burkina Faso to put themselves in the driving seat over in Group A. Joining them in Group A on the same match day as well. That's Sunday, of course, January the 9th. It'll be Ethiopia taking on Cape Verde, of course, over in Cameroon as well. Don't forget that. They've never played each other according to my eyes anyway. Of course, Ethiopia managed by Wubatu Abatai. Of course, coming into 33% form for them. Just 1 win in 6. Of course, we'll elaborate on that in a minute. Of course, Cape Verde coming into this. Just 1 defeat past 67% form, managed by Pedro Brito, of course. Coming into this one, of course, Ethiopia did draw with Zimbabwe last round in the World Cup qualifying campaign way back in November. Of course, that victory for Ethiopia was against Zimbabwe as well. Of course, it was the reverse fixture way back in September 2021. Meanwhile, Cape Verde coming into this on the back of a draw against Nigeria, one of the bigger boys over in Africa, picking up a draw last round. So maybe they are, of course, have a decent reckoning. And of course, they do come into this with a bit of a run going on at the moment. Just 1 defeat past 6 for them. Of course, look at the odds on this one. 7-2 is your Ethiopia. 11-5 is your draw, and 5-4 on is your Cape Verde on this one. Bookies go with the visitors on this one. I'm going to go with them as well, with a 2-1 win for Cape Verde to keep up the heat with Cameroon over in Group A. Moving on to Group B now, of course, we have Guinea taking on Malawi. That's, of course, on Monday, January the 10th. Now, of course, over the course of this opening weekend, I'm going to try and do a couple of watch-alongs as well on the channel, so make sure you come by and join me for that. So take a look at Guinea and Malawi then, of course. Plays of the 5 times 2005, 3 wins Guinea, 1 for Malawi, of course, 1 draw. Just 1 win, though, in 6 for Guinea at the moment, 42% form up against the Malawi side, just 1 win in 6, also 17% form, though, losing 5 of the last 6. Speaking of the last 5 between the two sides, though, 3-1 win was the biggest win for Guinea. Meanwhile, the biggest win and the only win for Malawi was a 2-1 win. Guinea scored 8 goals compared to their 5 by Malawi over the course of those 5 matches, which equates to around a 1.60 goals game ratio for Guinea on this one, with just a 1 goal ratio for Malawi. Last time around, over in the place of course, was a 2-1 win for Ghana. Back in 2016 it was. And of course, that one only win for Malawi was a 2-1 win back in 2009. Of course, Guinea committed this on the back of a 2-0 win over Rwanda. That was a friendly just a couple of days ago. Meanwhile, Malawi committed this on the back of a 1-0 loss against Mozambique. Way back on the 16th of November, of course, in the World Cup qualifying campaign. The bookies on this one, though, go red hot favourites for Guinea on this one, 7-4 on for the victory, 13-5 is your draw, and 9-2 is your away win. That's, of course, Malawi on this one. Can't see it happening myself. Going to go with the hosts. 2-0 win for Guinea to run away with this one. To be honest with you, I think this group is very, very much one nation in it. But remember, top 2 qualify 3rd place. I've got to play the waiting game. Meanwhile, Senegal, of course, red hot favourites for this group, taking on Zimbabwe, who are on the fence right now. We don't know if they're going to be in this tournament or not, but we're going to assume that they're going to be in it, of course. Anyway, they're pretty sure 3 times 2006, 3 wins out of 3 for Senegal. Of course, managed by Alo Cisse. We get Sunday Chimdamanta, of course, in the dugout for Zimbabwe. Senegal coming to this, winning 5 of the last 6, 92% form up against the Zimbabwe side, who haven't won in the last 6. In fact, they haven't won in the last 11. Goodness gracious me. However, speaking of the games between these two nations, Senegal's biggest win was a 2-0 win. They've actually scored 6 goals to the 1 compared to Zimbabwe, which is around about 0.33 goals game ratio for Zimbabwe compared to the 2 goals game ratio for Senegal. Senegal coming into this, though, beating Zimbabwe way back in July 2021 in the Coke Cup. That was, of course, in Group B as well. So, yes. Meanwhile, of course, coming into this one, Senegal did beat the Republic of Congo back in November. A 2-0 win for Senegal. Of course, edging closer, if not already, through to the next stage of the African Cup of Nations. The World Cup qualifying campaign for Africa. Meanwhile, Zimbabwe picked up a draw against Ethiopia, of course. Meanwhile, of course, the odds on this one, 4-1 on Senegal, 4-1 is your draw, 91 is your away win. That's, of course, Zimbabwe. Ain't going to happen here, boys. Ain't going to happen. I'm going big. 4-0 win for Senegal to give themselves a massively goal difference to boot over in Group B. Kicking on forward, though, we have Morocco and Ghana, probably the game of the round, or at least they're definitely the game of the video here. Of course, over in Group C, 2 juggernauts who both have got probably deep expectations to win the actual tournament as a whole. Locking horns in the first match over in Group C. The played 3 times 2007. 1 win for Morocco, 2 wins for Ghana. No draws. Of course, Morocco come into this just 1 defeat past 6 games, 83% form up against the Ghana side, just 1 defeat past 5, 58% form as well. Ghana's biggest win over Morocco was a 2-0 win, the biggest otherwise a 1-0 win. Morocco got a 0.33 goals against ratio against Ghana. Speaking of Ghana, they got 1.33 goals against ratio against Morocco. Speaking of the last time that they played, there was a 1-0 win for Morocco back in June 2021. That was back in the summer. And Ghana's last win was way back in January 2008 in the African Cup of Nations in Group A that time. Of course, coming at you though, Morocco did lose to Algeria. I don't even know what this game was. It's an Arab Cup knockout stage it was. So the team that played there compared to the team that's playing Ghana are completely 2 different teams, I feel. Meanwhile, Ghana also lost their last game, and that was also against Algeria. Of course, a bit of a funny sidebar there. Kicking on forward, let's take a look at the odds. Then we have Morocco even Stevens for the victory. 11-4 is your Ghana on this one. The visitors on this. Tight one to call here. I'm going with a draw myself. I don't think anybody wants to give up points on the opposition here. So I do think it'll be duked out to a draw. And finally, also in Group C, it'll be Comoros up against Gabon, of course. Now, the biggest major absentee for Gabon on the basically on the eve of the start of the tournament, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang has got the COVID, so he is going to, or actually had tested positive for COVID, so I don't know if it's actually a real deal, but he's definitely not going to be in this game, according to my knowledge anyway. So let's take a look at it. So bear that in mind when you, of course, make your predictions for this one. Of course, the players just the one time in 2016. Of course, we'll talk about that in a minute. Of course, Comoros coming to this just 1 minute 6, and then 42% form up against the Gabon side, who have won 2, lost 2 the last 4, 42% form as well. Meanwhile, last time players, of course, was a 1-1 draw back in November 2016. It was in Gabon, it was. fourth. Of course, meanwhile, pushing on forward, Comoros did lose to Palestine in the Arab Cup, I believe. Qualification campaign back in June. That was the last game. Meanwhile, as for Gabon's last match, they took on Egypt, 2-1 loss. Way back the World Cup qualifying campaign back in November. Kicking off forward, second the odd 16-5 is your host on this one. 65 on is your Gabon on this one. 12-5 is your Gabon. Our favourites for this one, and of course a win for them here will put them in the driving seat over in Group C, and I think they'll do it as well. 1-0 win for Gabon on this one for me to take it to the house. Let's take a quick look then at can we do group odds on this one? Just a quick rundown, or is that too far? Yeah, we can do that. So let's take a little look then. Of course, Group A. Before all that, here's another link, a reminder of where you can get involved with your predictions. cut.ly/AFCON 22. That's of course the best place to go for it. Okay, just a quick recap then. The favourites to win Group A are Cameroon, with Burkina Faso in second spot, Cape Verde third, and Ethiopia are in fourth. How about in Group B? Guinea are your second favourites behind Senegal, of course, runaways at the moment. Zimbabwe are third favourites, in fact, over Malawi, who are fourth favourites on them. And of course, into Group C, we do have Morocco running away with it at the moment, 11-8 on for the victory. Ghana in second spot with 50-8. Gabon's third favourites, of course, 61, and of course 33-1 is your Comoros on this one. That's it, is it, my friends? That is it. Match number 1, part 1 for the African Cup of Nations. Again, getting involved in the channel. Smash your thumbs up, smash your subscribe. Check out links down below: Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, and of course Patreon. And again, before I bounce out of here, if you are consider yourself an African Cup of Nations expert or an expert on African football, let me know. Get in touch with me down below in the comments section, or follow me over on Twitter. DM me that way and say, hey, I'm an expert on African football. I would like to get involved with the channel in another way. Then please reach out to me in that way, because I'd like to try and get my Avengers together for the new season, next season, of course, into the Qatar 2022. Of course, preparations for that is, I know it's basically a year away, but the preparations for the World Cup are starting now. So if you want to get involved, get in touch with me, and of course you can be part of the new Roverseas Avengers 2022. That's the thing to do. Anyway, until then, guys, I'll see you soon. Smash your thumbs up, smash your subscribe, check out the Discord as well. It's wide open. Until then, guys, I'll see you soon for the next.